A very good morning to all my BBA second year students. Will commence with your subject of BCS. Now in the previous video of the previous class, we were learning about the channels and medias of communication. We came around different channels and medias of communication. Along with that, we came to the organizational context according to which there are divisions of channels of distribution. That is formal channel, informal channel and unofficial channel. We already studied the part of formal channel. What is the formal of the communication? What are its features? How it is used? What are its benefits? And what are its disadvantages? Cons and pros of formal. Now, in the last video, we already studied about the informal communication. What informal communication means, or what a grapevine means. The informal communication is generally called the grapevine. So what does an informal communication or grapevine means? What work does it do in an organization? How does it make the persons friendly with each other? And the advantages and disadvantages of informal communication. Today we'll totally study a new part of communication, that is downward communication. Why the downward communication is referred in an organization, what are its characteristics, what are its importance, and what are its importance, advantages or disadvantages. We are going to study in this video. Now, downward communication. Now, what does downward communication means in general English? It is normally the information flow of information from top to bottom. Top to bottom means there are three levels of management generally, that is top level management, middle level management and the lower level of management. So generally when we refer the information flow from the top level to the middle level to the lower level, it is called as downward communication. It is generally considered as one-way communication, just to pass the information. Just to pass the information, it is considered to be a one-way communication or one-sided communication. It is not about the response of the superior, response of the subordinate to the superior and superior to the CEO or the directors of the company. It is not from down to up, but top to bottom, not from bottom to up. So let us understand what is the textbook meaning or the textbook context of downward communication. Downward communication with an organization flows from a superior position to the subordinate position. Now, I already told you there are three levels of management: top level, middle level and lower level of management. So the information flows from the CEO. The top level consists of the chairpersons, the CEOs of the company, the shareholders of the company. The middle level compromises of the managers, superiors, TLs, team leaders, etc. The lower management or the lower level consists of workers, subordinates, employees, etc. So these are the three levels of management. From a superior position to a subordinate position means, from a superior position, if we see in the form of top level management, the superior position are the CEOs of the company and the subordinate position are the managers of the company. If we see from the lower level of management, the superiors are the managers of the company and the subordinates are the employees of the company. So there are different views of superiority and subordinate position. So if we see from the viewpoint of the middle level management, the CEOs of the company are the superior positions and the subordinate position is consumed by the managers. If we see from the lower level management, the CEOs are the superior position are the managers of the company and the employee level or the worker level, or we can say the subordinate level, is the lower level of management. It stands out as a great force of controlling, influencing and initiating activities of an organization members. Now, what is controlling, influencing and initiating now? Obviously, the management has some hold over its employees. To work in an organization, we have to follow the rules, policies, the various regulations of the company and so on. So to make the employees follow the rules, regulation, policies and the various procedures, one has to be controlling enough to make them understand and make the employees follow to it. Why it is important? because different people belonging to different backgrounds and different cultures come together in an organization to achieve one organizational objective. So different people may have different mindsets, and to control the mindsets, they have rules and regulations for each and every member in an organization. So each and every member has to follow those rules and regulations to accomplish and to work in the organization. So controlling, influencing. Influencing means to inspire, to motivate, to influence, to what do you say? Motivate the minds of the subordinates. And initiating activities. Initiating means to promote, to provoke. Provoke, I may not say provoke, it's not a correct word. To motivate. The best sentence of initiating is to motivate. To letting the employees come forward and say about their opinions at all. To initiating means to let the employees come forward and say their thoughts, and we can say the opinions of an organization members. Organization members including the top level management, middle level management, and the lower level of management. That is all about the literal meaning or the paragraph of downward communication. Let us move forward. Yes. Communication in this category include orders and instructions about the job. What is orders and instructions about a job? Generally, when a new employee is introduced in the company, he has to make familiar with the orders and the instruction about the job he is performing. The orders and the instructions about the job he is going to perform in the organization. So he has given a manual or given a person to explain about the orders and the instructions about his job to be followed in the future course of time to accomplish his job accurately. Next one is directing about the understanding of job and its relationship with the job. Direction about understanding of job. If we don't understand our job properly in an organization, how are we going to perform it? So understanding of job is an essential element when you're an employee. Suppose I am the employee of Disha Management of Disha College of Management and Technology. So I have to well perform according to my skills and ability. I have to fulfill the management demands. I have to fulfill the management job. I have to fulfill the task or the task given to me by the management or task given to me to complete my job. I have to perform some duties and responsibilities. That is understanding my job. And relationship with the job. Relationship with the job means if I'm a lecturer, I have to behave in a certain way. I have to treat students of different categories in different ways. That is that relation with its job. That is the meaning of relation with this job. The third point is organizational policies and procedure. It is very important to understand the organization policies and procedures. Why policies and procedures are so important? Because every organization have certain set of rules, policies, and regulations. So these policy and procedure helps an organization to maintain a balance between the employees, that all employees are treated as one. All employees come under our category and are treated as one in the one roof and one level. So feedback of subordinate performance. Feedback is very essential and very necessary. Why? Because it helps a person to improve in himself. Suppose we are the teachers, we are also given feedback about our teachings, getting the feedback for our teachings, for our behavior in the college. So that help us to improve in ourselves. We can perform better, we can develop our own skills, we can develop our own habits, we can develop a better way of seeing the world. So that is all about the feedback to the subordinates. And performance, according to the performance, they are also appraisal based on the part of the organization. So feedback is necessary for the subordinate for the performance appraisal part of his job. But performance appraisal is separate to an HR section. Let us not go deep into the performance appraisal part. Just to know that if there is a feedback of performance, it will also influence the performance appraisal of an employee. Yeah. Question inviting upward communication. What is question inviting upward communication? It means if there are any doubts, if there are any instructions which are not be able to understood by the we can say the subordinate level, he can question it or invite a question to his superior authority. That is the meaning of inviting upward communication. Means to interact with his superior authority. To interact with his superior authority is called as the in question inviting upward communication. So these are the 5 categories which include in the part of downward communication. The next is, in an organization, people at lower level have a higher degree of fear and respect towards the higher authority, which implies higher degree of acceptance of such communication. Now, we are an employees, we belong to the third category. The second, if we see our college structure, so we have our HODs, they belong to the middle level management, our directors belong to the top level management, and we belong to the lower level of management. So we have certain respect and fear towards our top level management, and for that we accept the such communication. Accept means accepting the downward communication, as it is just instructions, policies, procedures, the job oriented only. So it is one kind of development of personalities within and around an organization. So when the lower level management fears and respect to a higher authority, they accept such communication. Means accepting within oneself that this is the job I have to do, these are my authorities, I have to respect the rules and regulations of these authorities. That is the literal meaning of downward communication. Next is the advantages of downward communication. What are the certain advantages which is provided by the downward communication in an organizational context or in an organization? Delegation of authority and responsibility. What do we understand by delegation of authority and responsibility? Firstly, delegation means giving authority and responsibility. Suppose a superior is delegating, means giving the authority, responsibility, he has to give an authority also. Suppose example, we take a small example, we all have studied school. So school, there are some monitors, or we can say class leaders. So class leaders are given responsibility to maintain the discipline of the class. Along with that, they have given some authorities also to write down the name of the person who were talking, disturbing, etc. So without authority, there is no responsibility belonging in an organization. So if there is a delegation of authority, means the trusting of his subordinate, superior trusting his subordinate. If it is there, then there should be, if the responsibility is given by trusting subordinate, then there should be authority given trusting the subordinate. The meaning of this line is that the delegation of authority depends on the responsibility pass. If the superior is trusting his subordinate, giving the responsibility to the subordinate, he should also provide with the delegation of authority. Little bit of authorities also should be given to the subordinate. Next is maintaining discipline. Well, it is a very important part in an organization level, because not one, two, but a couple of employees, 200, 300 employees working under one roof. How do we maintain? Because to follow the rules, regulation, policies as one. To follow the rules, regulation, policies, procedures as one. Everything and everyone should be followed. No one should escape from the part of following rules, regulation, policies, etc. So maintaining discipline is an important aspect which is maintained from if we see from the viewpoint of middle level management, top level management maintains the discipline in an organization, as the rules, policies, and these rules or policies are equal for each and every employee of an organization. So they follow and maintain discipline in an organization. Next is increasing efficiency. Now, obviously, if there is a contact, or we can say if there is passing of information from one person to another person, from a superior, and the superior is well experienced, so it will obviously, the superior will try to motivate the subordinate to make to understand the subordinate about his particular job or about his the nature of his job. So it increases the efficiency, means increases the work power of the employees, which increases the efficiency of an business organization. So it indirectly increases the efficiency, means the working speed, the working power, the ability to complete the task, the ability to understand the task, the ability to complete the task on time is the efficiency. Efficient means what? We have to do the right thing right at the right time, at the right place, to the and the correct person. We have to do the right thing at the right time, at the right place, and the correct person should do it. So this is the better, what do you say, the definition of efficiency. So if we have given a task and we can complete the task within a given time of frame with 100% uh, without defaults, or we can say without faults, that is efficient. But if we do the task taking minimum time but making 50 mistakes, that is not efficient. Efficiency is doing the correct job with the right period of time in a right manner. That is efficiency. So how does downward communication provides efficiency? That the superiors provide proper information about the job description and the job characteristics and the job value, or to follow the process and policies, though the subordinate understands his job and relation with the job and tries to work efficiently, and which increases the organizational efficiency indirectly. The fourth point is informing organization plans and procedures. Obviously, if we are working in an organization, we have to let the employees know about the plans and procedures. What is the goal of the organization? What is the organization looking forward to? What is the future planning of organization? These are all the information which has to be provided by the top level management to the middle level, and middle level management to the lower level management. Suppose our college is planning for MBA. We came to know about a bit later, but we came to know that our college is planning for MBA. That is the plans and procedures of the college, which we came to know, and gradually the students also came to know. So that is the part of downward communication. Next is explaining the complex issue. Now there are various complex issues which are there in an organization, and how do we solve that complex issue? Complex issue are nothing but there are complex matter like argument or fight between different superiors or group members or so explaining different complex issues, solving them if there are issues with the client, if there are issues with the management, so solving them and understanding them, and it's a part of downward communication. Next is issuing orders and instructions. Obviously, in downward communication, orders and instruction part is played by the superior authority to the subordinate authority. So in this case, orders and instructions are the, if a person comes newly, so he has to follow the orders and instructions given by his superior to his subordinate. So that is the meaning of issuing orders and instructions. Now coming to the next part, that is maintaining good labor and management relationship. What is good labor and management relationship? Downward communication plays a role between the management and the labor relationship. If the management does not show its superiority, his power to the employees, employees will be also friendly with the employees, or the laborers will be friendly with the management, so they can have balance maintained in a relationship. Respect is on another level, the friendship is on another level, so maintaining a balance in an organization, which is what do you say, increasing one kind of efficiency, increasing one kind of goodwill of the organization, and increasing a friendly environment in a working organization. So these are all the advantages which belong to the downward communication, which help an organization in maintaining the discipline, issuing orders and instructions, maintaining good relationship of labor and management, and various other factors. Let us come to the disadvantages. What are the disadvantages which are there in downward communication? Well, first one, it is time consuming. Obviously from top level it is processed, then coming to middle level it is processed, then to the lower level. So it causes one kind of, we can say, a slow in process, or it is very time consuming. Time consuming means it has various steps necessary to follow the procedures, policies, the rules, regulations. So it takes a long period of time, which is time consuming. Second point is that lack of explanation. Obviously when the instructions are given or the work is given, if the superiors forgot to make the subordinates understand about the job, it is of lack of explanation. Explanation is generally not given from the superiors to the subordinates in every organization they work. Deterioration of relationship. Now what does this mean? Now a superior authority showing his superiorism is deterioration of relationship. This means there are conflicts between the there are different groups in an organization, conflict between the group, intergroup, or the superiors of two groups is the deterioration of relationship, and it spoils the entire what do you say, entire image, or we can say the entire internal part of an organization. Next is distortion of message. Distortion of message is there are number of persons involved in the passing of the message. That is, it is a too long process. So the message may change from time to time. Message, suppose I am converting a message to another person. So I may change in between, add or subtract my words in passing the message. So that is known as distortion of message. The next is lack of feedback. What is lack of feedback? This is one way communication. So there is lack of feedback in this. There is no feedback taken by the by the superior to from the subordinate, by the superior from the subordinate. Last point is creation of frustration. What is creation of frustration? If there is delegation, if there is superiority, or we can say there is just forcing of instructions, manuals, no explanation, time consuming, distortion of message, it creates a frustration in the mind of the employees or the laborers, which create again a misunderstanding between the management and the labor. So it creates one kind of frustration in oneself just to follow the orders, not given an explanation, not given authority, not given time, or lack of feedback. So these are the causes of downward communication, which is considered to be one-way communication, and it is from the superior authorities to the subordinates. So this comes to an end of downward communication. Let me repeat myself. Downward communication is nothing but it is a communication flow from the superior authority to the subordinates. Thank you one and all. We'll discuss the next topic in the next class.